What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Citizen Defense. So if you haven't noticed, we have a bit of a different recording setup here. When we made the move to the new house, one of my top priorities was to invest a little bit to get a better video quality content out there to hopefully lead to a better educational experience in the context of firearms training and education. And with that, I thought it would be a good time to touch on carry ammunition maintenance, something that you don't hear people talk about a lot. It's touched on here and there, but for new shooters and people getting into concealed carry or people just getting involved in firearms, this is something that they are probably not going to be aware of at all. And it is something that is very, very important. This here is a box of American Gunner ammunition that I had, so I just use this for example. But when it comes to carry ammunition maintenance, what is it specifically that we need to look for, right? It's just throw my ammunition in my gun and I go about my day, right? It's good indefinitely. Well, not quite. Now, we know if we put ammunition in a dry box with silica packs in a controlled climate environment, it's good pretty much indefinitely. But when we have magazines stuffed and we load up to go about our day and we leave our controlled climate home and out to, and for experience here in Texas, 99-degree weather with 90% humidity, that ammunition is being exposed to some pretty significant temperature swings, which is going to affect the longevity of that ammo, and specifically the powder charge, right? So my rule of thumb with that is, if I haven't had any of the other issues that we're about to talk about, 8 months. 8 months is my limit. At about that, when I hit 8 months, I'm switching out to a new box of carry ammo. Now, I know the first thing that everybody's going to complain about is, well, carry ammo is expensive. And you're right, it is expensive. Self-defense ammunition isn't real cheap, especially compared to range ammunition. But if you consider this in the context of, why are we buying this ammunition in the first place? Because we might have to shoot somebody, right? We might have to shoot somebody that is threatening our lives, threatening the lives of our loved ones, or any other innocent life, right? So we want a round that is going to perform and get the job done when we need it to get the job done. So for me, buying a new box of carry ammunition every 8 months for the peace of mind of knowing that when I pull the trigger, it's going to go click bang instead of just click, is justifiable for me. So I encourage you to think about it in that mindset and not just about pinching pennies, right? Now, on to the next subject of ammunition maintenance is going to be bullet setback. Now I'm going to switch to a clip here of a close-up of bullet setback so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So you got to see what that bullet setback is there compared to a round that's been through the ringer a couple times and one that is brand new out of the box. As you can see there's quite a bit of difference. Now, what's going on here? Why is this an issue? Well, this is the good round, if you can see on the camera. But inside this case, we have our powder charge and then we have our bullet. In between the bullet and the powder charge, there is a small gap there. And that needs to be there for the round to ignite properly. Once the bullet has been set back into the case and that headspace is removed, if this round is fired, there is a possibility that we're going to have an overpressure. And that overpressure can lead to a catastrophic failure in our handgun, which is the last thing that we want to have happen, especially if we're in a self-defense situation. Now, how does bullet setback actually occur? Well, when the round is being loaded from the magazine, it goes forward into the feed ramp up into the chamber. Now, you may think that that's not that big of a deal, but whenever that slide is going forward, that round is slamming into the feed ramp, slamming up into the chamber, right? So our ammunition takes quite a bit of a beating when it is being loaded in there. And especially if you think about it, if you're somebody like me and you unload and load your firearm constantly because you dry fire practice fairly often, that if you have that same round on the top every time, it's just going to keep getting hit and hit and hit every time you load it, eventually beating that sucker back into the case like this. Now, how do we go about maintaining our ammunition to make sure that we don't have any rounds like this ending up in our magazine? Me personally, every time I load a round that's going to be chambered, I take the top round out of the magazine and I inspect it very closely to make sure that I don't have any bullet setback. If I have any signs of bullet setback, I'm going to go ahead and remove that one from the rotation. You can do other things as well, as every time you unload a round, you could mark it. Say you load it 2 or 3 times, and after that, you just take it out and put it aside. If it doesn't really show that it has any signs of setback, even though that you know it's been loaded 3 times, you go ahead and put that like in your range ammunition and just shoot that stuff up next time you go to the range. You could also put a round or put a mark on it, and then whenever you unload it, you take that one and unload your magazine, put that one at the bottom, basically cycle it through your magazine. Once you get through all of them, unload all of those, put them in the box of ammo for range ammunition, and go about your day that way. So there are several options that you can do to pay attention to what's going on. But I would say for me, bullet setback is the biggest concern, because that is something that I see on a very regular basis. Now, what determines what kind of beating, what kind of beating a round is going to take before bullet setback occurs? I can't tell you that. From my experience, every round is going to have bullet setback at some point. Some have it happen easier than others. It just depends on the manufacturer, right? So that's just something you're going to have to observe on your own with the brand of ammunition that you're using, and just making sure that you are using a quality self-defense round. But yeah, outside of that, that's pretty much all we need to do. But it is something that is very significant that can make the difference on our equipment being functional and going bang when we need it to go bang. So with that, I want y'all to get down in the comments. Let me know what y'all do for your carry ammo maintenance. What's your procedure? How do you go about taking care of it? I'm curious to see if anyone has any other methods that they do that also might, change my opinion on how I do things as well, and hopefully help out some other people. If you haven't yet, go ahead and like this channel, subscribe for updates on everything. We're going to have some more stuff coming out here. I keep looking at this box of ammo. I don't know why. We'll be getting the podcast back going here very soon. I recently run into some interesting individuals in the gun space. I'm looking forward to having some conversations with them here in the near future. And outside of that, I hope everybody has a great week and stay safe.